I want to challenge every one of us that has come that you prepare your mind to really go home with something solid today. That your coming here is not just to come and occupy the chair, but for you to learn something about another culture, especially those of us that you have learned one thing or the other. I mean, you have learned a particular language before, and especially German and French. It's good that we just don't speak the language without knowing the culture. It's a serious problem when you can speak a language and you don't understand the culture. I went to Lagos with somebody some years ago. The person actually is the representative of the German body in Nigeria. So we are going to the German school, Goethe Institute, and we actually chartered a vehicle. So as we were going, I think our driver drove somehow on one of the bridges in Lagos. And then the driver behind us just overtook us. And he did like this to us. So this my colleague that we went together thought the person was greeting us. So he just smiled and then he waved back. And that is part of culture. I have to tell him that he's not greeting you, he's abusing you. So those are the things about culture that we need to know. You speak Yoruba very well, and you don't know the meaning of this. Who doesn't know the meaning of that? Who knows the meaning? Okay, who can tell us? What's the meaning?
Your father.
Your father. I was also opportune to join the public transport in Lagos one day. I was going to Ikorodu, and then the driver started to fight with one of the passengers. And the passenger was angry simply because the driver said, yeah. And the passenger was terribly angry and he challenged the driver. Don't say it again. Don't try it. I know the drivers in Lagos are like that. The driver said, I will break bottle now. I will use it to mark your face, your face, and I will use it to mark the face of your mother. When this man heard that, it's just as if the head is turning upside down. He was really bitter about it. That may happen in Yoruba, but in Germany, you abuse my father, abuse my mother, well, that's the problem. So those are the cultural things. A lot of other cultural things we want to talk about today. So we want to start by introducing our guest speakers today. We are opportunity to have two eminent speakers among us this evening. So today we have in our midst an eminent speaker who came all the way from Germany with the assistance of Isaac. We have worked with Isaac for some time. Are you ready to clap? Okay. So the first thing we want to clap for Isaac. Let's put our hands together for Isaac. Thank you. And then number two, we want to introduce our guest speaker for today. Person of, I should do it in German. Maybe for the sake of people who don't speak German. Okay. So I want to introduce our guest speaker, and she is a person of Miss Nile Norden. Let's put our hands together for her. Okay, and then we also want to introduce the person that will be the first speaker today. The person is from Ivory Coast. So, and that's Monsieur Abubakar Sawadougou. Let's put our hands together. Okay, where is he? Okay, it's right there. So, we want to welcome the two of you, and we believe as the presenter tonight, ready to ask questions, is going to be very free. Just relax.
Okay. Donc, merci déjà à monsieur. Donc, en 15 minutes, nous allons parler de la culture. Comme monsieur le disait en introduction, mais ça sera une culture plus basée chez moi, en Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay. For the next 15 minutes, we'll be talking about culture, and make sure and it's going to be based on my country, Côte d'Ivoire.
Ok, la culture en Côte d'Ivoire, je l'ai résumée en 3 parties.
I'm going to divide it into 3 parts.
Ok, nous avons les différentes parties là, la culture, l'héritage, le cinéma et l'éducation.
The first one, as you can see, is cultural heritage. The second one is cinema, and the third one is education.
Ok, donc je pense déjà qu'en 15 minutes, je pourrais vous donner un maximum de la culture de chez moi.
So in 15 minutes, I will try to give you the maximum as much as possible concerning our culture.
Ok, la culture comme un héritage chez moi en Côte d'Ivoire. Il faudrait savoir que la Côte d'Ivoire est un pays africain, de l'Afrique occidentale. C'est un pays qui est limité au sud par l'océan Atlantique.
As you know, Côte d'Ivoire is a country in the West African region and it is limited by the Atlantic Ocean.
Au nord, il est limité par le Mali et le Burkina Faso.
In the north, is limited by Mali and Burkina Faso.
À l'est, nous avons le Ghana.
Yeah, in the west, we have Ghana.
À l'ouest, nous avons la Guinée et le Libéria.
And in the east, we have the Liberia and Guinea.
Donc voilà la Côte d'Ivoire avec ses pays limitrophes. Il faudrait savoir que la Côte d'Ivoire est un pays qui se subdivise en 4 grands groupes.
So, Côte d'Ivoire is a country that is divided into 4 major groups.
Ok, nous avons le premier groupe au sud-est déjà, qu'on appelle les Akans.
Okay, we have the Akan, that's the people in the south.
Et comme vous pouvez voir, les Akans, c'est un groupe qui est composé de sous-groupes.
So, the Akan people, they are made up of subgroups.
Et au sud-ouest, nous avons les Kou.
So we have the Kou in the southwest.
Nous avons au sud-ouest, disons au nord-est, excusez-moi, le grand groupe qu'on appelle les Gours.
So the Kou are the northwest.
Ok, les Gours, il faudrait savoir que c'est l'abréviation d'un grand groupe qu'on appelle les Gourmandiers.
Okay, that's just the abbreviation of the group of people that is called Gourmandiers.
Et enfin, au nord-est, nous avons le grand groupe des Mandés.
Okay, we have the Mandé in the northwest.
Ok, donc, également, vous avez la carte de la Côte d'Ivoire ici, avec ces 4 grands groupes.
So you see the map of Côte d'Ivoire ici, without the groups there.
Et rapidement, je vais vous donner l'historique des différents grands groupes, en commençant par les Akans. Les Akans au sud-est. Les Akans sont un peu migratoires, qui sont venus de l'est de l'Afrique. Beaucoup de personnes des Akans viennent au plus tard du Ghana.
Most of the people in Accra, they actually come from Ghana.
Et les Kou, au sud-ouest, nous avons un peuple qui migre depuis le Libéria.
And from the Kou people, there are people coming from the Liberia.
Avec les Mandés, au sud-ouest, nous avons un grand peuple qui migre depuis l'Afrique du Nord.
And definitely the people in Mandé, they come from North Africa.
Et enfin, avec les Gourmandiers, nous avons beaucoup qui viennent du Burkina, du Niger, comme dans le passé.
So the Gourmandiers, they are made up of people that come from Burkina Faso.
Donc il faudrait savoir en conclusion sur la Côte d'Ivoire. La Côte d'Ivoire est un pays qui est multi, avec beaucoup de races, beaucoup de personnes, un pays dans lequel tout le monde est venu tout le monde je vais dire, migratoire. Voilà, nous avons subi des voies migratoires.
So we need to know, when you are talking of Burkina Faso, it's made up of different types of people with different cultures, everything, agriculture, everybody coming together to form a country.
Ok. Et les différentes matières, les différentes exploitations utilisées en Côte d'Ivoire, nous avons quelques-uns que je vous ai résumés en trois grands groupes encore. Nous avons par exemple la poterie.
So we have, for instance, pottery.
La poterie est une matière que j'espère que vous connaissez la poterie.
I believe you understand pottery and the making of pots with mud, with clay. Yeah.
Voilà, on utilise de l'argile.
We use clay to make pots.
Voilà, c'est juste spécialisé pour un seul groupe en Côte d'Ivoire. Il s'agit des gourmandiers. Les gourmandiers, excusez-moi, sont les spécialistes en termes de poterie en Côte d'Ivoire.
When you are talking about pottery in Ivory Coast, is the gourmandier that are specialists of that.
Et en premier point, il y a le weaving and painting.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the weaving and painting.
Beaucoup plus basé au sud et au centre de la Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay, that's we see it in the southern part of the country.
Au centre de la Côte d'Ivoire, nous avons un peuple qu'on appelle les Baoulés. Les Baoulés et les Sénoufos, qui sont beaucoup plus ce peuple-là qui utilise, disons, ces différents éléments.
Okay, we have some other people in one other part of that northern part that they use another kind of instrument called the weaving.
Et on fait un son dans le c'est le weight for weighing gold.
The weight for weighing gold.
Ça, c'est une marque spécifique au groupe Akan.
Okay, these are the Akan group of people.
Lorsque vous êtes en Côte d'Ivoire et que vous voyez un Akan qui est habillé, à travers vous devez savoir automatiquement que c'est un Akan.
When you see an Akan in Côte d'Ivoire, the way they dress usually portray them to be Akan because they dress specially. I think they pick up some of these, a lot of people that accept.
Un deuxième point, le cinéma en Côte d'Ivoire.
I also want to talk about cinema in Ivory Coast.
Ok, la Côte d'Ivoire est un pays aujourd'hui qui, avec l'arrivée du nouveau gouvernement, s'est beaucoup lancé dans la promotion du cinéma.
Because of the new government that just came up, Ivory Coast is a country that is really interested in cinema, acting and all that.
Aujourd'hui, en Côte d'Ivoire, nous avons un certain nombre d'acteurs dont les noms ici ne peuvent pas voyager en Afrique occidentale, je le dis, en Afrique occidentale, sans faire attention à ces personnes-là, au niveau des différents acteurs. En commençant par Bakary Bamba.
We have some actors and actresses here that are just very, very popular. When we're talking of cinema, they are very, very popular in the West African region, especially coming from that country. And so an example of that is the Bakary Bamba.
Bakary Bamba, nous avons, etc., Adrien Bouton, Marie-Louise Asseux, que peut-être certaines personnes d'entre vous ont déjà vu dans des films sans savoir que c'était vraiment ces personnes-là.
It's possible you must have seen some of these people in your films without really knowing they're the ones.
Sur le côté artistique, directeur, avec nos producteurs, les producteurs qui sont sortis des universités en Côte d'Ivoire, en France, disons en Europe, beaucoup pas mieux ont fait des études dans l'Europe dans le cadre des films, réalisation des films.
There are many directors of projects and many of them studied abroad and these are big names that you can easily see them.
Ensuite, nous avons l'éducation en Côte d'Ivoire, le troisième point dont je voulais parler.
The third point is talking about education.
Ok, ici nous avons la liste d'un certain nombre d'établissements et d'universités en Côte d'Ivoire.
Here we have the list of universities and establishments in Ivory Coast.
Ok, les établissements, disons l'université la plus populaire est l'université d'Abidjan. L'université Félix Houphouët-Boigny qui est le premier président de la République de Côte d'Ivoire.
Actually, the most popular university there is the University of Abidjan, the University of Félix Houphouët-Boigny University, and is the most popular because it is established by that the first president of Ivory Coast.
Au-delà de ces universités, nous avons des universités comme l'UCAO, l'Université catholique de l'Afrique occidentale.
We also have Catholic University of West Africa, UCAO, in the region.
Ok, ces universités sont la majeure partie de ces universités, au-delà des universités qu'on a, les universités ivoiriennes, nous avons des universités des pays étrangers comme les États-Unis, comme la France. Nous avons par exemple le lycée français.
So we have some other universities and other institutions that are established by the Americans in the country.
Ok, donc en parlant de nos universités, nous n'allons pas oublier nos lycées, comme le lycée Mamie Frédéric, où nous avons le lycée Garçon. Ça, c'est un lycée uniquement puis le lycée Sainte-Marie d'Abidjan.
Okay, we have secondary school, that the Saint Mary's secondary school in Abidjan is majorly for ladies.
Ok, ça, en un mot, c'est un résumé concernant l'éducation, les différentes universités, les différentes écoles de la Côte d'Ivoire. Et si je n'ai pas encore fini mes 15 minutes, juste ajouter deux petits points concernant la musique et le personnage des personnes en Côte d'Ivoire.
Okay, I just want to summarize by talking, before I go by talking about music and some personality in Côte d'Ivoire.
Ok, il faudrait savoir qu'en Côte d'Ivoire, nous avons différents genres de genres musicaux.
We have different types of music in Côte d'Ivoire.
Ok, il y a un genre musical en Côte d'Ivoire qui est uniquement ivoirien, qu'on appelle le zouglou.
There is music that we know is basically for us, Ivory Coast, we call it Ozougou.
Le zouglou, on a aussi le coupé décalé.
We also have
Coupé décalé.
Coupé décalé.
Yes. Coupé décalé, c'est une musique qui s'est importée aujourd'hui dans le monde entier.
Okay, that is the kind of music that is exported to different parts of the world today.
Aujourd'hui,
the origin of the music is Ivory Coast.
Aujourd'hui, nous avons un élément clé de cette musique à le coupé décalé qui en featuring avec des Nigérians. Chez nous, en Côte d'Ivoire, on les appelle les Naija. Okay. Naija. Et il s'appelle Arafat. Je pense que quelqu'un peut le connaître ici.
So people already checking their head, they know the music he's talking about. They actually come from Ivory Coast and they work with people in Nigeria to come up with that kind of music.
Ok, donc au niveau des musiques aussi traditionnelles, nous avons chaque grand groupe, comme je le disais, chaque grand groupe avec...
We also have some big groups of people who have their own type of music.
Ok, chez les Mandingues, par exemple, ici, le Mandé, leur genre musical s'appelle le Mandingue.
And then with the Mandé, they have their own special music and we call it the Mandingue.
Et chez les Pou, ici, nous avons ce qu'on appelle le Zoblazo.
Then the group, there is our own particular peculiar music that is called Zoblazo.
Au-delà du Zoblazo, nous avons chez les Akans, nous avons une musique qu'on appelle la Jos.
And then the Akans also have their own type of music called la Jos.
Au-delà, et enfin, avec les Pou, c'est un genre musical qu'on trouve aussi plus vers le Ghana. Ce nom, je vais vous dire la vérité, ça ce nom, j'ai oublié ce nom-là. Le nom de ce groupe-là.
Okay, the group also have their own special kind of music.
Ok, donc personnellement, je pense que c'est fini la présentation. Si je dois vous parler aussi de la personnalité, savoir que la Côte d'Ivoire est un pays qui a environ 65 ethnies.
Okay, so Ivory Coast is a country that have more than 57 ethnic groups.
Ok, donc voilà, enfin la présentation de la culture de mon pays, la Côte d'Ivoire.
So here you have the presentation of the culture of my country. Can we put our hands together for him? Thank you. Before he goes to sit down, we want to find out if you have questions concerning this beautiful and short presentation. Questions on the presentation? If you have a question, just raise up your hands. Yes, okay. One, any other person?
My question is, in Ivory Coast, are there like some major religions, like what's the dominant or major religion practiced in Ivory Coast?
M'excuser. Je vais parler des religions dans mon pronom ici. Donc en Côte d'Ivoire, la religion qui domine est la religion musulmane. La religion musulmane est la religion la plus populaire aujourd'hui. Donc vous voyez, la Côte d'Ivoire est divisée comme ça. Jusqu'à son centre, vous avez tout ça, les musulmans.
Okay, from where he puts his hand up, that's for Muslim, and from there down is for Christianity.
Effectivement. Donc la Côte d'Ivoire fait environ 65% de musulmans.
So Ivory Coast has like that's 65% of Muslims. Thank you. Second question.
In the presentation, we were told there are about 57 ethnic groups. So I wanted to ask, are there prominent ones, like prominent?
En Côte d'Ivoire, il y a deux groupes majeurs.
You need to know that there are two major groups in Côte d'Ivoire, in Ivory Coast.
Et le groupe qui domine, il s'agit du groupe le plus qu'on appelle le Sénoufo, c'est-à-dire ceux qui prennent du nord. En réalité, les Mandés et les Gou forment un groupe.
Okay, Monday and Gou, they are all together a group.
Donc les Mandés et les Gou forment les Sénoufo. Donc ce sont les Sénoufo qui sont majeurs en Côte d'Ivoire.
So Monday and Gou, they are the major group in Ivory Coast. Is your question answered?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, ok. Quelle forme de gouvernement en particulier?
Ok, il faudrait savoir que la Côte d'Ivoire est d'abord un pays qui a été colonisé par la France.
You need to understand that Ivory Coast is colonized by France.
Aujourd'hui, des années 60 à notre indépendance, puisque nous avons pris notre indépendance le 7 août 1960,
Because we took our independence in 1960,
yes, le 7 août 1960, depuis le 7 août 1960, sinon avant le 7 août 1960, l'Ivoirien était beaucoup plus libéral.
before the independence in 1960, Ivory Coast was very liberal.
Mais voilà que depuis 1990, lorsque il y a eu le multipartisme, il y a un certain nombre de règles qui ont été adoptées par ces différents partis politiques-là, engendrés par un premier opposant qu'on appelle Laurent Gbagbo. Et ce qui a amené la Côte d'Ivoire aujourd'hui à être régnée sous le gouvernement d'être démocrate. Donc aujourd'hui, on parle plus de la démocratie en Côte d'Ivoire.
So in Ivory Coast today we talk more about democracy. There is a change that took place in the 1990s, and there was a group of, and there was a movement that was led by Laurent Gbagbo, that was a popular politician. So presently we talk of democracy in Ivory Coast.
Il faudrait savoir aussi, une parenthèse, que le système il peut sembler bizarre en Côte d'Ivoire. Que vous soyez opposant ou pas, on parle tous de la démocratie en Côte d'Ivoire.
Either you are for or against, either you support the present government or not, we still speak in Ivory Coast, we speak of democracy. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, please.
I want to ask if there are specific kind of food that you eat, like that are very common over there, or probably you import it from Guatemala.
Bon, un demande le plat favori que vous avez et comment est-ce que vous portez avec les plats là? Est-ce qu'il y a les repas les plats que vous importez, les produits agricoles que vous importez?
Merci beaucoup. Ça a été une erreur de ma part.
Is that error on my part?
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Parler de la Côte d'Ivoire
When we speak of Ivory Coast,
sans parler de nos matières premières,
without talking of,
je suis responsable et je suis en erreur.
okay, without talking of that kind of topic, is my fault, I'm sorry.
Merci. Ok, donc la Côte d'Ivoire est d'abord le premier producteur de café au monde entier.
In the old world, Ivory Coast produces coffee.
Le premier producteur.
That is the first producer of coffee all over the world.
Et nous sommes troisième avec le cacao.
Ivory Coast is number 3 with cocoa. So coffee, they are number 1 all over the world. Number 3 in the production of cocoa.
Et nous sommes cinquième avec le coton.
And then Ivory Coast is number 5 in the production of cotton.
Ok, donc parlant de...
I think we need to, I'm sorry, I'm interpreting, but we need to clap for that one.
Donc, parlant de la nourriture préférée des Ivoiriens, parlant de la nourriture préférée des Ivoiriens, c'est de la tiké. La tiké est à base de manioc.
Okay, the major food, the popular food, the most popular food is they call it teke, and it comes from cassava.
Okay, you know?
Okay, so that's somebody that knows teke.
Donc, j'ai la tiké qui vient ici la semaine prochaine, on expédie la tiké. Vous aurez l'occasion de goûter.
Ouais, okay. So if you want to taste teke, be my friend next week.
Okay.
He's going to give it to me, so if you see me, you will taste it.
Cash crops as export. Do you people manufacture stuff for export? Because it's very important. Apart from raw materials, do you manufacture things too as export?
Production, c'est-à-dire que depuis la matière première à la matière finie, chez en Côte d'Ivoire. Ok, oui. Oui, nous avons des trucs depuis la matière première jusqu'à la finition. Nous avons une nouvelle usine qui a été mise en fonction dans l'ouest de la Côte d'Ivoire. C'est la plus grande usine de fabrication de chocolat en Afrique.
In the western part of Ivory Coast, we have an industry there that is the biggest industry that produces chocolate. No, in Africa, the greatest producer of chocolate.
Ensuite, nous avons aussi
I think we can see the connection, chocolate, cocoa, so that's great.
Nous avons aussi un sol dans le sud-ouest qui est beaucoup riche en manganèse. Et nous avons une industrie de manganèse là-bas, qui est la deuxième industrie de manganèse en Afrique. Nous produisons le manganèse, c'est-à-dire que nous l'utilisons depuis notre sol et nous le rendons en produit fini.
Okay, so there's also manganese. I actually don't know that in English, but I had manganese. Manganese, they produce it also in the western part of the country. They produce the seed and they transport it, they produce it to finished product right there in the country.
Aussi le dernier, nous avons les VA. Les VA, je ne sais pas si je me fais comprendre.
EVA.
Les VA pour le caoutchouc. Caoutchouc.
Okay.
Voilà, les VA, nous produisons les VA. Et les VA, nous sommes 7e au monde entier dans la production des VA.
Okay, now they also produce, they are the seventh in the whole world, the producer of cashew.
Ok, donc nous fabriquons des chaussures.
We produce shoes.
Yes. Chaussures, puis bon, beaucoup de choses, des pneus.
And then we produce tire. Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, let's give him a round. Thank you very much. Now, we have the second talk, and we're happy to have Frau Nela Norde with us yesterday, and today she has come again. Some of you missed that presentation yesterday, but I can see that they were not here yesterday, you are here today. Want to welcome her to the podium now as she presents. You're welcome. She doesn't like our microphone so much.
Yes, can everyone hear me? Yes. Okay, good. So today I'm going to talk about my culture, and I will start by introducing myself. I'm Nele, I'm 21 years old.
Wow.
I'm from Hamburg in Germany, and I'm studying cultural sciences. And as you might have noticed, I included my age because this is something very common in Germany when you meet new people. You would ask, like, where are you from, like, which city are you from, what do you study, and how old are you? And I've noticed here that this is not a very common question. Which I don't quite understand why, because it's just a number, but yeah. I also noticed when greeting people, like in Germany, when you meet someone new, you will shake hands, it's like, okay. And here, people would hold onto your hand, and it's like a long handshake. It takes some time, which was really weird to me in the beginning, but I'm getting used to it, and if I like pull out my hand too fast, don't. And also, I've had several misunderstandings because people keep saying, oh, hey, how are you, when they are already past me. So I don't turn around to say, oh, I'm good, how are you? But then they say, I said hello, and I'm like, okay, so, but you were already past me. So I've had like several moments here where I seemed rude, but I didn't want to be, so yeah. I will show you some of our most common foods. This is bread. I don't know what you call bread, but this soft thing you have here is not bread. This is our bread, and this is the thing that I miss most. Yeah, you have like a variety of different breads, and this you would eat in the morning. And like bread is the most common thing Germans would eat, like in the morning, in the evening, anytime. And you can put anything on there, cheese, ham, whatever. Yes. This is also a very typical German food. This is noodles with some tomato sauce and carrots, but you can just put anything in there. And what I really have to mention is that our food is not spicy. Like everything I've tried here, my mouth is burning. But I keep trying everything I can find. And this is also very typical. It's called schnitzel. It's beef that is like smashed to a thin piece, and then you fry it. And this is actually like the only thing we would fry. Here I've tried several fried things. Yeah, this is the only thing, and it's served with potato salad, which we use a lot. As you can see, there are varieties of potato salad, and we cook a lot with potatoes. This is the biggest folk festival around the world. It's called Oktoberfest, and it's actually based in Bavaria, which is the southern part of Germany, but it's so, like, people like it so much that it's celebrated all around Germany. But the most famous one is based in Munich, where every year this festival lasts for 3 to 4 weeks, and 6 million people come every year to this festival. And I don't know the number of how many tons of beer are drank around this festival, but it's basically there are huge halls like this. They are decorated, and there will be live bands playing like traditional German music, and everyone dresses up in their traditional clothes. This is the only time we do that. Here you can see the waitresses carrying the beer, what's the word? Mugs, yeah. They are always this huge. They are for 1 liter beer, and they have like this specific way of carrying all those, because they usually they can carry I think up to 16, like one person. I don't know how they do it because it's really heavy. Yeah, and here you can see the traditional clothing. It's leather pants for the guys, and dresses for the girls. Pretzels are also eaten a lot at this time. You can eat them all year around, but especially at Oktoberfest. And this is another picture of traditional clothes. This is like one more traditional one, and you can also wear the shorter ones, and if you want, as a girl, you can also wear leather pants. For Christmas, usually we have snow if we're lucky. And we also put up, I don't know if there's a word for this, but you get like Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. Advent calendar. Which starts on the 1st of December and you get a little present each day to open, which usually the parents do for their children. And this is a traditional Christmas food. It's also with potatoes. It's not a real potato, but it's made out of it. It's very soft. And with any kind of meat you would like and red cabbage. And we also have a lot of Christmas markets around this time. They usually open in November, so you already get into the mood of Christmas and everything's decorated. You will hear Christmas music playing everywhere. And usually in every city there's one main Christmas market that is decorated and with one huge Christmas tree, and they sell handmade stuff, and it's always fun to go there. And we drink hot wine. Hot red wine. Hot wine. Hot, yeah, because it's really cold outside. It's snowing, so you drink hot red wine. With, yeah. Then I wanted to talk about living as a student, because it's very common that you live in a shared apartment with boys and girls mixed. So I'm living with 2 guys right now, but we all have our separate rooms and we share a kitchen and a living room and a bath. That's very normal, and this is my room right now. And this is
Let's see your room. Let's see your room.
I'm looking like fudge.
Okay, so now I just put some words that you might have questions about. I can answer everything, so it's your turn to ask me anything you want.
Okay, well, before we start the question, let's put our hands together.
How is music like in Germany? What's the predominant genre of music? And the religion, I guess it's Christianity, but what type of Christianity is practiced, denomination, sorry, yes. And what's the nightlife like?
Okay. Well, the type of music really depends on what you want to listen to, but there is some German rap, which I don't like that much, but like the guys really are into this. Then for going out at night, it's usually more electronic music or techno, and our charts are basically the American songs that you probably listen to. Yeah, the religion is mainly Christians and evangelisms.
Yeah, well, there is a little problem with that. There is evangelical movement, and then there is, generally speaking, Germany is Christianity. That's the religion in Germany. Even though there are some Turkish people that are there, but they are not really, the Turkish are Muslim, but they are not really powerful. Not that they will be saying Allah Akbar every morning, though. It is not allowed. Am I right? I mean, making noise in the morning and all that is not allowed at all. Though they practice the religion there, but it's just the minority. But the religion of Germany is Christianity.
Yes, but I have to say that I think most people are more into the beliefs of science than they are with religion. So people don't go to church that regularly, and it's, yeah, and our services are completely different too. Like there's no singing or clap, or there is singing but different, and no dancing, no clapping, no shouting, and yeah, it's very different.
Have you attended church? When, okay, so you have seen the difference?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, in Germany, when it comes to religion, if you see anybody in the church, mostly they are the old people. Old people, yes. the young ones don't go to church. If you see anyone that is young going to church, that person is sincerely born again. Not the one we have here that everybody is born again and everybody goes to church and everybody steals and everybody lies and everybody, you know. So if somebody is going to church in Germany, Jesus, that person knows what to do, especially if he's young. But the old people, maybe because they are close to the grave, you will see them in church regularly. So that's the religion.
Sorry, one more question, please. Sorry, I want to know how tolerant Germans are to blacks. Because I've heard different stories, basically. So I would like to know how tolerant Germans are to blacks. Are there regions in which blacks are not welcome? Are there regions in which blacks are welcome? And I must say that your English is very impeccable. I'd like to know whether this is how it is for every German. Is it dumb to find German to speak very good English?
Well, first of all, we all have to learn English from third grade on, but that doesn't mean that everyone is speaking English very well. They should have a basic knowledge, but my English is good because I went to the US for 1 year. And wait, what was your other question?
How tolerant are Germans?
Well, it's hard for me to give a general opinion, but Germans usually travel a lot and they do exchange a lot, so I think especially the younger ones are very tolerant. You might experience some discrimination somewhere, but...
Let me help you with that. Actually, the Germans are very tolerant. The reason is this. Listen, the reason is this. The law of the land calms, even if you have no one to be tolerant, the law of the land calms you down. You can't do it. But now, if you now go to party in the night, and you know you are under the cover of darkness, then you can do some of these things to anybody that you have it in mind to do it against. So, but openly, sincerely speaking, even if anybody hates you, they will still look at my goodness, no problem. But not only that, if you are struggling with their friend, with another person and all that, I mean in the party in the night and all that, you can have some problems. But generally speaking, the law protects you as a foreigner. I was in Germany for 11 years and I didn't experience it once for anybody to misbehave to me for 11 years. So I didn't go to party.
Yeah, so I think it depends on which people you're meeting. In general, they should be nice. They don't come up to you and start feeding you or something. This doesn't happen, but they might not let you into like a fancy club or something, which I don't understand why, but we have a lot of Turkish people too that are having problems with this. Yeah, but anything else? We have more black people here than you have white people. We have more black people in Germany than you have white people here.
Yeah.
So it's not like no one would be in the street like, oh, see, there's a black person. Like here when they say, oh, you This wouldn't happen to you.
Okay, I don't know. Has she answered the question of how she became very good in the language? Oh, I missed that. Thank you. And that's one thing about the education. There is money. A lot of money is pumped into education. So you are forced to go here and there with some scholars. Sit down, so that you be faster.
Good evening, everybody. My question is on marriage. I want to know how is traditional marriage done? The attire, the marriage, how is that done? Aisha, you're so wrong.
First of all, I think the age is really different in Germany than here because we don't get married to be with a person and to have kids. I mean, that too, but you can have kids before you marry. That is not uncommon or something. So the average age of getting married is probably higher than it is here. And also, like I said, people are not that much into religion anymore, so a lot of people don't get married in the church, they just get married, like, I don't know how you call it, but someone who makes you, like, gets you married.
Yeah, but there's still official marriage of going to the registry.
Yes.
They'll just do it officially.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's like the official part, and then they have a party, or the ones who marry in the church. Well, they of course wear a white dress. Yeah.
What is tradition? Is there anything you do in the home?
Well, before the marriage or before the wedding, the bride will have a girls' night out where they party and do crazy things, and the guys do too. I don't know what the word is. It's hen's night and bachelor party or something like that. Yeah, so we do this. It's usually like the guys are taking out the one who's getting married, and they are giving him a lot of alcohol, and he has to do crazy things, and that's about it.
So what we need to understand that the difference in that there is no okay, mommy is standing, daddy is standing.
And you start prostrating.
I hand you over, and your daddy will say, okay, I give you to the husband. You just meet one young man on the way and say, we love you, I love you, man. You just tell your daddy that you are ready. Let's put our hands together for this. More than million. Clap louder now. Thank you very much. Before she goes to sit down, I want us to usher her from this place to her seat. Very round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sie singen und sie tanzen, als Horn denken's nicht. Ja, immer wenn was los ist, mein Vater ist dabei. Er kann's halt nicht lassen, zum Feiern nimmt er frei. Er macht so gerne Stimmung und singt so gerne ein Lied. Er ist ein super Kumpel, wie selten nur angibt. Meine Mutter und mein Vater, die seien zwar nicht der Leid. Gibt's irgendwas zum Feiern, dann seien die zwar dabei. Meine Mutter und mein Vater, die zwei, die seien ein Hit. Sie singen und sie tanzen, ans Heimgehen denken's nicht. Meine Mutter ist eine Liebe, eine herzensgute Frau. Ich möchte sie nicht missen, auf sie da kann ich bauen. Ob ich einmal ankomme, zu ihr da kann ich gehen. Sie sagt, es wird schon werden, mein Bruder wird schon sehen. Meine Mutter und mein Vater, die seien zwar nicht der Leid. Gibt's irgendwas zum Feiern, dann seien die zwar dabei. Meine Mutter und mein Vater, die zwei, die seien